Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we're taking a look at the Yakima HighSpeed roof-mounted bike rack right here on our 2023 Kia Seltos. So for your Seltos, if you're planning on carrying around bikes, but maybe you don't have a hitch yet, so you can't carry bike racks on your hitch receiver, or you have a roof rack and you're just looking for something that's going to work with that roof rack you already have, well, the Yakima HighSpeed is going to be a fork-mounted rack that I recommend looking into. Because it's a fork-mounted rack, you do have to find an alternate location for your front wheel. Fortunately, that can be stored in the hatch very easily. I recommend the HighSpeed if you maybe struggle with lifting your bike super duper high up, because this brings the bike a little bit closer to the roof and you don't have to lift as high as the HighRoad, which is the wheel-on version of this rack. Another reason you might be interested in the HighSpeed is because you can add locks to this rack. Now, this currently has plastic lock cores in place. You do have to buy lock cores separately. They're available here at etrailer, but there's 3 spots for those lock cores, and if you buy them as a pack, then everything can be keyed alike. You can use the integrated cable lock on the back of this rack. This will wrap around your bike and secure into itself, or you could purchase a regular cable lock or use your own cable lock instead if you need to. Now, the main thing with this is going to be low profile unless your bike is on there. So if you have limited garage clearance, please measure for the height of your bike. You're going to want to go from the height from the rear wheel to the top of the seat. That's a measurement you can take when your bike is on the ground without the front wheel on there. To take the bike off, what we're going to do is we are going to start at the rear wheel strap. Because of how secure the bike is, you don't have to worry about the frame just yet. Just get that strap out of the way. Then you can come over to the bike. So notice how this is secured. You can either remove the quick release skewer and then remove the forks from that skewer. I like to keep the skewer on and take the entire bike off, just because I don't like leaving that skewer in place in case it rains. It is made of steel after all. So once we loosen this knob, we can then grab the bike frame and then lift this off of the roof. So compared to wheel-on racks, where you have to get the entire wheel up and on there, here you only have to focus on getting the fork lined up with the bike rack. Again, bringing this much closer to you if you are standing on the ground. Now with this in place, let's talk about measurements and weight capacities. First measurement is going to be the tire width. Notice how you have that rear cradle. That cradle can be moved back and forth and can fit different tire sizes. Maximum tire size is going to be up to 5 inches if you have, or if you use the included long tire strap. You can also push this cradle all the way to the end to carry bikes with a maximum wheelbase of up to 50 inches. As for how low profile this is on your roof, what we're going to do is we're going to measure from the roof to the top of the rack. I have it at about 7 inches of height, but that is also using the Yakima roof rack on the flush rails. Also notice how I have this mounted as much to the overhang or the end of the vehicle as I can get it. That makes it a lot easier for me to grab the bike and to load the bike up, because then I don't have to reach as far into the roof to get this loaded. So ideally you'll have longer crossbars with an overhang in order to bring it out to the end. If your crossbars have channels, you can get to the HighSpeed kit, which is what we have now, which has the channel mounts, and then you don't have to worry about towers in order to get your rack on there. But other than that, all that works together to make this a much easier bike rack to load onto the Seltos. The final thing I want you to look at is our hatch clearance. This is a longer rack. It's about 57 inches long, and you don't really get much of a choice to where you have this mounted, but even with our Yakima roof rack, we still have clearance. Because the back of the rack is angled, we have just enough space to fully open up our hatch. So if you have your front wheel stored here, that's totally fine. You can grab that wheel, grab your helmets, switch out your shoes, all without having to worry about the hatch door making contact with your car or with your rack. So this was a really good fit. I like it as a fork-mounted carrier. If you are taller than me, or if you have light bikes and you want to make sure that, or you don't want to deal with the hassle of taking off the front wheel, I do recommend taking a look at the Yakima HighRoad. I did do the demo on this vehicle so you can see and compare how they look and figure out which one works best for you. But for a premium fork-mounted rack that's low profile but also easy to use, this was a look at the Yakima HighSpeed roof-mounted bike rack, and you saw it on a 2023 Kia Seltos.